guys! Welcome. So today I'm actually playing a game called Crimes and Punishment. Don't know if you've ever read any of the Sherlock Holmes books, but like I used to be obsessed with this when I was a kid. So let's start playing. Memory of the Ukrainian Heavenly Hundred. I remember who Wiggins was. Wiggins in the BSI. Code Diamond, my friend asked if Charlie is a boy or a girl. I've never asked Charlie that. Charlie, are you a boy or a girl?
Who's Charlie?
Charlie the friendly ghost. Yep. Charlie says he's a boy. Claire Diamond, she's been obsessed with her boyfriend since staying here with me. How many boyfriends does she have? Are there spiders in it? I'm not actually sure. Probably. Uh-oh. What is Holmes up to now?
Holmes!
Wait for him to shoot. Ooh, don't get shot!
Holmes, will you stop that?
You know he's like just gonna shoot you.
You are utterly mad.
Huh?
Stop, Holmes!
Uh-oh.
Is that you, Watson?
Obviously.
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Nice step avoided, right? Nice step.
Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
No,
Am I the only sane one here?
Lily.
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Yeah.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Claire Diamond, you'll be back right now. You're going to get something to drink. Alright, I'm sure your friend will keep us very entertained. Press tab to open your book. Looks like Blackbeard. Okay. Tasks. Investigate the murder in Space Pharmacy. Select a suit to wear using your personal wardrobe and drawn Lestrade. I guess I have to do that. Where is
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Hey. Hey there, Glow Diamond's imaginary friend. What's this?
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Hey there, Chris Chap. Yay!
This is where I keep my
I always
post.
wanted to play these Sherlock Holmes games. Looks so interesting. I know, I've been obsessed with these Sherlock Holmes games since I used to play like the Nancy Drew games, although this one looks way better than Nancy Drew. Way better than the Nancy
You
Drew
go
one.
along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Oh, what's mess? I only shot 4 out of 10 of these vases. Ooh. Oh, Sherlock Holmes, you really have an interesting taste in women.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Doesn't look that
A
bad.
map of London.
Where's my personal wardrobe? How do I get to my personal wardrobe? George Watson's room. Ah, this is his room. It looks very, quite clean for a doctor. Very sucky bed. What a mess. Oh man, hardly has a room at all. Okay, where's my room? Maybe that door? Ah, this is my room. Far bigger and far better, apparently. Ah, let's do our makeup. Maybe we should make him a bald man. Or hair slicked all the way back. Does he have a monocle? Love it if he could have a monocle. No, no monocle. Facial hair. Let's give him some facial hair. Whoa, what is that? It's like some handlebars. Ha! I like that. Ew, no. Do not like goatees. Ugh, he looks like a fishman. No. Kind of style that Leonardo da Vinci would wear. Now let's go for number 4. Yes. Perfect. Fine. I guess we can't do makeup just yet. Oh well. What wardrobe options do we have? A casual suit, black suit, brown. Farmer outfit. What is this farmer outfit? Let's wear our farm outfit. Really? Seriously? You can only equip the brown suit. Eesh. Is he even good at making his bed? Looks like a very depressing painting above his bed. Ooh, wait. Is there something over there? Crimes and punishment. Look. Okay, I guess we are off now. Cheerio. Cheerio. Toodles. Could not take us like literally 2 seconds to get to Sussex from London. Like that's virtually impossible.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
What a nice place.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Okay.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Okay.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
What's this? A cameo. Hello. So she's Catholic. Gardening gloves. Crystal. Good house.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Choose evidence that confronts the statements of a character in order to continue the investigation. Browse evidence. Judith carries a woman with an uneasy life due to an unhappy marriage with Peter. She's a very religious Christian Catholic woman who undertook a St. James Way pilgrimage when she was young. Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, born K. She's from the country, somewhere near the ancient pine woods of Inverness and Strathspey in Scotland, where the crested titbird can be found. She is religious and undertook a St. James Way pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when she was a young woman. Hello Diamond, I'm always forgetting it's Sherlock Holmes. I'm always thinking of Sherlock Wells. I watch so much Flash. How do you know about Plymouth? Wrong! Okay, select the correct answer.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
But if she was the one who did it. Was it very big shears? Oop, that's backward. Yes, pantaloons are definitely evidence.
Mr. Holmes?
As you were.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Okay. Chris, the ants are starting to reveal themselves all over my place. I hate ants. Oh, welcome to my life. They seem to be uprooting.
The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Interesting. Do I just use T? Concentrate your attention on finding details that others are inclined to overlook. Details where? What's that? What was that? Oh, it sounded like a weird creature. Ah, but yes, ants are dreadful little creatures, aren't they?
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Meh.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
You mean a brain? Warning! Blood and gore. Yep.
What a terrible way to die.
Yikes. Looks like he's impaled himself. Or someone's impaled him.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book. A box or a small chest, perhaps. The tooth of a sperm whale. probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Okay. Guess we've investigated that.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain. Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting. Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
So, Clear Diamond, I had a flying ant in my room yesterday. The bug did not survive it, unfortunately. Yes, we all know your unfortunate mishap there, Clear Diamond. Chris, my bro found Nissan ramen noodles. What do Nissan ramen noodles look like? I mean, I've never actually seen the brand Nissan before. I couldn't think of a car. I have 15 waiting to be picked up. I'm so excited. So are you gonna be able to like make yourself in ramen noodles? I made myself some wontons.
She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. Someone drank from this glass recently.
Ooh.
The initials PC have been crudely burned.
Peter
A
Carey?
sailor's work.
It's obviously Peter Carey's.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Okay. Rotate and move the elements to form a clear picture of the aromatic associations. It can only be dragged one way. Do not get it. Is that it? Maybe I'm just not doing it right. There we go.
This is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Interesting.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
You're gonna share it with me.
Chris, I haven't had them in so long. I don't mind patty and G on weight as long as it's noodles. It's been so long. Cries in Spanish. What does a cry in Spanish sound like? Ay, amigo.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
You'd be assailed from the front, meaning that you face your assailant head on.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Must be a strong person then? sea knife.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
I wonder what Judith's name was. Sounds like Judith, that was her name.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
I've not missed anything. I think I pretty much got everything. Ooh. What's that?
Hammerfest.
Here. So notebook. Leather notebook with the initials JHN. It is stained with blood, which indicates that it was dropped into the pool of blood after the murder. Draw a clear picture of the crime by forming your deductions from the combination of clues. An ambush must be made tonight to see if the break-in attempt will be completed. Okay.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
So, do we just wait here then?
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
I guess we just wait there then. I mean, isn't that really, like, obvious?
Shh! Did you hear that?
Oh, dude, you're making too much noise. boy, you're
There's someone there.
trouble.
I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose.
I
You imagine
suppose.
that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here
John.
yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
JHN.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
Ooh, Scotland Yard. You
In
don't
light
want
of
to,
recent
but there.
events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Seems too
You are
cut
welcome,
and
Inspector.
dry.
But please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
I thought I didn't inspect the crime scene completely. Okay, well let's go to Scotland Yard then, shall we? Wow, this is what Scotland Yard used to look like back in the day. Well, probably.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
So, do we go to the evidence room first? I think that's the evidence.
Mr. Holmes?
Where is the evidence room? Ah, here we go. If we could get through the wall. Where's the... Ah, here we go.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Ah, so he's married, eh? From R. Dawson to my friend and partner, 1883.
From R. Dawson. To my friend and partner, 1883. Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer.
Oops. I hope his archive, yes.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. A handkerchief with the initials J.H.N. The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Well, let's go into yeah, evidence required. Maybe I should go back to my home to look at the archives. Okay. Search for Dawson, 1883. Let's see.
That is not the one I need.
Ah! Dawson and Nelligan. Investment Fund bankrupt, Nelligan missing. The Dawson and Nelligan Investment Fund, a regional banking institution based in Cornwall, has declared bankruptcy as a result of heavy losses in its loan portfolio and has accordingly been assigned to liquidation. It was the 23rd largest bank in Britain, and its bankruptcy was the second largest on record. The liquidation of the company is a pure catastrophe for many Cornwall families. Joshua Nelligan, one of the bankers, has since mysteriously disappeared. He was last seen aboard his yacht, preparing for his departure to Norway. Nelligan is wanted both by police and his creditors.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Okay, well, let's go back to Scotland Yard. Is that interrogation? No, that's staff room. Where's the interrogation room? Is it here?
Locked.
Ooh, that's the morgue. Interesting. Let's go check out the morgue. Ooh, it has the air of creepiness. The air of creepiness. Oof. Oof. Oh. Can't seem to walk, dear man. Okay, well, there's nothing in the morgue. Where the heck is interrogation? Ah, right.
I'm off to go and get dinner.
Alright.
The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
Look at your chat.
I know.
Okay. Bye.
Are you off to get food?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the food.
Okay.
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know... I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh, no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
Oh, not
But I
telling me
will
would
find
make it
out
worse.
eventually, Mr. Nelligan. I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes. Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Okay, well, let us see. Shabby cat. Patch. The neck. Expensive fabric. Short sleeves. Elaborate buttons. Calluses. Scars. Oh, you have 10,000 points again.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner of the ring?
The ring is mine.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan.
Ouch.
Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Okay, well... What? What do we have to do? Okay. Oh, yes. What are swift actions? Find out whether an unskilled and untrained man could use a harpoon well enough to kill by fully piercing a body. Okay.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson will be happy to
wow.
oblige.
Poor Watson. Imagine Watson being used. Open deduction. Okay, pin to the wall and breaking attempts is hardly... Okay, where is Watson? Where's Watson?
A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
No, but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible, but if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
A pig?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
Jeez.
No.
Thank goodness for that.
He has
I
such
wish to
a
impale one
menacing
with a
look.
harpoon.
Oh,
Wonderful.
that's so
Watson,
much better.
let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely. I need to take a harpoon with me.
Okay, well, let's go fetch the harpoon. Still need to get that harpoon. What? What am I looking for? Was there something that I was supposed to look for? Ooh, footprints. Footprints these. Carrie's boots are too
These
big.
boots don't match the footprints.
Yeah, the footprints are way too big for Carrie's.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Well, you know what they say about guys with big boots. They have nice big thumbs. Where was his harpoon? Oh, there it is.
That should do it. 1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Okay, Peter Carey is the master, Charles Allison, Henry Joy. Where would there be a Joshua?
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what
CPR.
happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man.
That makes sense.
The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Okay. Was there anything here? No, nothing here.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
I'm not talking about the garden, I'm talking about the map. Grief.
Hammerfest.
Okay. Oh, no, wrong one. Baker Streets. Well, let's go to Whitechapel, do an experiment. Do any deductions? No. They should really think about revamping this wall. Oof, lots of blood.
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Oh dear.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Oh dear God. Oh,
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Yep. I suck at that.
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Huh. So you have to have. Okay. Yeah. No. Getting there. It's starting to get some experiments. It's good. It's good. 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 Wow. Okay.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Maybe it was 2 people who pierced the man. Maybe this kid's dad. Because, I mean, he possibly was on the ship. So... But, I mean, why would he kill him? Nedigan. Okay, so now what? Wiggins. Where the heck is Wiggins? Baker Street. Who the heck is Wiggins? Pinned to the wall. Some of the facts may be interpreted differently. Anyways. Choosing boys. Okay. Feat of strength requires much greater strength than that of an average man to be able to pierce a man's chest with a harpoon all the way through to the wall. A degree of skill would be likely to be necessary. 2 men in cooperation might achieve the same result. Okay. Chris, you were right. Or it could be a lucky throw. No. No. It could be feat of strength. I feel like it's feat of strength. Strength? I don't know, we can always change it.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How do you
do that?
Summon them?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Clever little punks.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Scotland yard it is.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always, what happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Torture?
Let us hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
I still remember Enola Holmes. I wonder what happened to Enola Holmes. They should actually make a game about his sister Enola.
These are the suspect's belongings.
See his note.
The stains are fresh. They can be removed with the proper chemicals. A pen. Nothing unusual about it.
See,
Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
could be bigger than what's his face's boots, because I mean the victim's boots was size 8, which was too small for those footprints. But then
These are the suspect's belongings. I wonder if these are connected.
CPR.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Okay. Missing papers, maybe break-in attempts. So, the break-in attempts were made in order to recover the notebook that had been lying in the pool of the victim's blood. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts. But Nelligan was looking for his father's papers inside Black Peter's cabin and explains his presence at the scene of the murder. Okay. Where do we need to go? Oh yes, we need to interrogate this new dude. Oh, but he's not here. Oh, there he is.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
See now. Do you have any scars around here? Ooh, there's one. Old scar. Handkerchief with crystal tip. Huh. Plant remains. Gardener's hands.
That's all for now.
Okay. find a use. Okay, well, let's go back to Woodman Lee's yard. Maybe check up boots. I mean, he could literally just be the gardener. Okay, let's examine footprints.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Aha! Gardener. Former soldier who left the military after being wounded. Okay. Maybe we need to talk to this old lady again.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be. But he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Ah, that tin is gone.
Thank you, madam.
Valuable bond certificates were kept inside that stolen tin box. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive for him to murder Peter Carey. No. John Nelligan is a victim of circumstance. He does not fit the portrait of the murderer, either by physical or psychological description. I don't know if it would be Nelligan. Let's see. Hurtley's footprints, but we didn't have a gardener. Liam Hurtley's boots match the footprints at Woodman's Lee. Okay, Chris, I've got it. It was the dog. It's always the dog. Of course, the dog must always be blamed. The only problem is, where's the dog? The dog's missing, so it's gotta be the dog. The dog's disappeared. He skipped down. That's what he's done. Liam Hurley's boots match the footprints of Woodman's Lee, thus proving that he was there. Judith Carey denies that he was the gardener. Okay. What now? What is he trying to hide? Okay, well, let's go back to Scotland Yard and ask these guys.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
That's all for now. Well, I will see you soon, young man. Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Let's ask him what his footprints were doing there when he wasn't even employed.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Well, that puts you to the scene of the crime.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
What would he be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now.
Okay. Some analysis, right. So I suppose we have to head back to Baker Street. Sure, imagine being a detective in that time. It'd be hard being a detective, you have to be very observant.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
Could I eat? That bird sound looks very delicious. No? Oh.
My archive. This is where I keep my post. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Okay, so where do I do the analysis? Here? Ah, here.
I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flasks should be combined in a certain order to perform a chain reaction. First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Oh my god, what? Okay.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
Okay. So orange, blue. Okay, so orange. What?
First condition,
Oh my
all
God.
7 reagents should be used.
Okay.
Second condition, orange reagent
Okay,
should
so
be the third
it's
one in the sequence after the blue reagent.
Blue,
Third condition,
orange.
colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
I have to listen to that again.
First condition, all 7 reagents should be used. Second condition, orange reagent should be the third one in the sequence after the blue reagent. Third condition, colorless reagent should be added after the orange reagent.
I wonder. Use the blue. Colorless. Orange. Okay. Then blue.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Oops. Okay. Okay, so maybe
This is
blue.
warm while you eat it.
Thank you. Okay. Blue. Okay, then orange. Okay, then colorless. Then orange? Then colorless. I'm hoping. Okay, now blue. Yes? Let's hope. Then green. Oh god.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction
Oh,
from the beginning
God, guys.
again.
I feel like I'm not following the order of this. Okay. Okay, so maybe it's blue. Colorless. Orange. Oh my god, because I hate these ones too. Maybe then green.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Grief. Okay. Okay, we got blue. Colorless. These are quite irritating. Green. Okay. Orange. Blue. Let's hope I'm right.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Oh god. We have this all day. Okay. Okay. So we had a blue. Then we had colorless. Then we had green. Then we had orange. Then we had another orange. Maybe then.
No, something
Nope.
isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what if it's blue? Green. Colorless. Orange. Then blue. Are you gonna say no?
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the
Okay.
beginning again.
So maybe the first one I got right, not the second one I haven't. Getting there, getting there. Okay, blue. Was green? Colorless. Then it was orange. Then maybe orange again?
No, something isn't right.
Well,
I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
okay, so clearly we can't start with blue or orange. Maybe we have to start with clear and then orange? Okay, it's fine. It's fine, we're getting there. Blue, green. Colorless. Orange. No, 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 no. Go back. Maybe it's supposed to be colorless again? And then blue. I mean orange. Okay. Blue. Come on. No!
No, something isn't right.
Oh,
I need to start the
okay,
reaction
we're gonna be in a cheat for like...
from the beginning again.
It's gonna be for ages. Okay, okay. Maybe I'll use two blues together. Colorless. The green.
No, something
Oh.
isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay. If we can't do this, then we need to cheat. Let's see. Blue. Green. Colorless. Orange. What about blue? No, no, we already tried blue. Colorless? And then maybe orange. Oh, but now it's gonna tell us that we did it wrong again. Yep, okay. Screw this, we're gonna do cheats. We can't do cheats, we're gonna do cheats. What is really so unnecessary? Ah, yeah, chemical solution. Hmm. Okay, I think I've got the cheese. I'm just gonna have to use the cheese.
No, something isn't right. I need to start the reaction from the beginning again.
Okay, so the cheat says so it's blue, green, blue, orange. Colorless, orange, colorless. Okay. Let's do this. Orange. Ah, colorless. Orange. And then colorless again, apparently.
Done. Now I can proceed further.
Oh god, doing well.
Let us see if the content of this letter sheds a little light upon the mystery. I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting. How would Hurtley react to this?
Remember our vows. Okay. Let's go to Scotland Yard again, I guess. Okay, let's go talk to the suspects.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. So tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what did you hide?
Hide? What are you talking about?
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink? That's impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing special.
Well, you're a smart one. But it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I
Lies.
will check that, Mr. Hurtley. That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads, but now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
Where are all the tools kept? Maybe then she would be able to tell me?
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Thank you, madam. Let's see what could be hidden here.
Wooden planks. Ill-fitting plank. Haha!
Let us see what is in this box.
Okay. So... Ha! That was easy.
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram. Hurtley and Mrs. Carey were in a relationship. That is interesting.
Liam, my dear, you have been so good to me all the time that I've known you. I cannot describe these feelings, but I suppose that they are sinful, and no good can come from them. I fear what might happen. I fear going against God. I thank you for your care, but I cannot leave the man with whom I have been bound by God. It is his divine will, and thus my husband is the cross that I must bear. He makes my life a living hell, but bruises fades, and you must not worry for me. Okay. I am a master of deduction. Thank you, Chris. I marvel at my skills.
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
What are you talking about?
The romantic correspondence?
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
What did he do?
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find any sailors.
interesting. Confirmed that Liam Hurtley was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and Ian fall in love. Let him go beyond the fiction of the harmless letters and words. Hurtley's presence at Womansley on the night of the murders was claimed by his affection towards Judith Carey and the fact that he worked there as a gardener. Okay, so Hurtley is innocent, and elegant innocent. And who done it? Maybe. I don't know. Everything kind of seems like maybe he's not as innocent. We shall see. Guess we're going back to Baker Street. Oopsie. Oopsie. Come join me.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see. This man is a harpooner, and his initials are PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch.
Huh.
Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now what?
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
Chris, find the dog and you will have solved the case. The cat told me to say that. But the dog's right here, even though we know that.
Brave Toby.
Toby.
The best nose in the British Empire.
Innocent. Okay, well, let us get changed as a sailor. First off, let's do the wardrobe. Yes. You're going to look like a sailor. Button suit. Sailor outfit, there we go. And then the makeup table. So look as scruffy as a sailor. Like that. Glasses. Just be bushy like a sailor. Yes! That'll do.
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
I mean, this doesn't really look like a sailor, but that'll do. It's a lovely establishment. Is this Peter Cams? Patrick Cams.
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
We've heard all about the gambling and arm wrestling here. You seem like the likely sort, and I'm up for it.
I start at 10 shillings.
Suits me.
Okay, guess I'm gonna do arm wrestling. Foster Patrick Ken's facial expressions to understand his moves. Push, restrain, idle. Plan your counter strategy. Pay attention to stamina. Okay. Hold.
That's the arm that killed 100 whales. Care to lose another 10 shillings?
I want to see if I
I'm
can.
ready to try again.
I want to see if I can
Fine.
win.
If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Yeah, lose again. Okay.
Come back later when you can use your arms again.
What? Okay, let's talk again. Let's rather check this out. Okay, so he has gold earrings. Do you have any scars? Cheap clothes. Yellow nails.
I'm ready to try again.
Okay.
Fine. If you want me to take all your money, no problem with that.
Oh. this out.
I'm ready. Fine.
I do not get this. Ah, I cannot figure this out. So close.
I'm ready.
I think I need to beat this guy. I honestly do not know how to do this. Ah. Yeah. Quite honestly. Ah,
You were
no
lucky.
kidding.
I wasn't focused. Let's go again.
I've had enough. Come back later when you can use your arms again.
I didn't get it. What am I supposed to do with a sailor? Okay. Well, let's do this dude again.
I'm ready.
God. Okay. Seriously, do not get it. Ah!
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink. You're a good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Can't you find a different job?
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope. And survived?
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar, and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant, and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she had foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
Bet he was the dad.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared.
Ooh.
Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
He walked the plank.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is.
Yeah, like, what am I supposed to do with that? Okay.
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done
Shame.
here. It's
Hold
time
on.
to leave.
Okay. Ken's has confirmed that the plot belongs to him. This means they've seen the murder. Doesn't necessarily prove he's a murderer, though. Oi! This gets really complicated. Go back to Baker Street. Okay. I guess this is where I have to make my deduction. Okay. Doesn't prove anything. Harmless flirting, maybe? This was a lucky throw. I was looking for the papers. Because he was there. Maybe? Let's see. I don't know if I chose the right one, but...
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor.
Sailor dog! He's a sailor dog! I found the sailor dog!
Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth.
Sounds very
what will you do
unbelievable.
now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
I don't know if that was the wisest choice.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
Little thug.
Telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Spelling error. You are.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
What with the other ending?
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
Well, it only took us about 2 hours to do this mission. Yeah, I'm gonna... Yeah, let's just start a new chapter. People solved the case the same way, 81%. People made the same moral choice, 59%. Personality ranking, sympathizing. Apparently I'm a very sympathetic person. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna leave it on that note today. Thank you so much for coming through and watching the live stream. Chris and Clue Diamond, thank you so much for supporting. I will be probably doing a couple of short videos on the Sherlock Holmes, so yeah, they seem like really long, so I'll try, you know, do short little snippet or sequences or whatever. But anyway, so Tuesday I will see you guys again for a Star Stable Challenges update. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to start, like, you know, I kind of want to start actually putting more and more stuff on my YouTube channel, because I kind of feel like I'm not getting enough content out there. So I'll be working on my YouTube content. I do want to create more content for the Come Ride With Me series, because in a month's time I am changing stable yards and it won't be as luxurious and like open like this country club that I'm in, because, you know, the country club that, you know, I stable my horse at, it's more for like horses that are hunters or I don't know, eventing or dressage horses. It's not really a yard for competitive show jumping horses, which is why we're moving. So I only have like a month left to enjoy the scenery and the wildlife and the trail rides there. So I'll try take my phone, and it has a latch that I can sort of connected to. It's like it's a front cover, and it basically has like a clip on, and I can clip it to the front, and I will be recording all of my rides, like short snippets of it, so you can see my rides. And I won't do any more streams, because I tried to do the stream with me like riding my horse through it was like my first ride back on my mare, and it was kind of tricky because I only had one hand to ride a very fresh and skitterish horse, and B, my data ran out like literally after like 10 minutes. So yeah, I will be trying to make more content like that, and then hopefully be putting it out more. But yeah, so check out also my Instagram and also the TikTok, Twitter. I will have more news on there, obviously my Discord, but otherwise I will catch you guys on Tuesday. But you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you Tuesday. Bye guys, peace out.